Well, it's a good afternoon to everyone. 12 o'clock Eastern Time, East Coast. It's a CarmCast here, number 52. Wow, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Such an interesting time of the year. It seems like it's one of those holidays, everyone, that there's a little less stress than the other one that's coming up in, I think, less than 25 some days. Good to have you all here. Who's with you? Well, I decided to bring a panel together because, as I said to you, if you've seen any of my Facebook posts, that I kind of wanted to do a Thanksgiving thanks. And I don't necessarily know what that means, but what I do know is that many of us in the automotive aftermarket have a lot of things to be thankful for. And for some of us, it was a really tough year. For some of them, it was a great year. And it was a great year. We need to be thankful for that. And sometimes we need to be thankful for that we had that tough year served upon us so that we can learn from it and move on and grow and be better at everything that we do. And I don't mean to get saucy and sentimental here with you right now, but it just seems to be a perfect time of the year to reflect on where we've been and where we're going. And boy, I have to tell you, when I look back at the interviews that we've done and the people that, we've interviewed, the audio workshops that we've done, we've really covered a great gambit, and hopefully some of the stuff that has happened here on the podcast has helped people grow and groom and become better at what we do. So I decided, you probably all saw the ads that I put out, and Deb Van Batenburg was one of the pictures that I had there, but Deb got pneumonia. And so right after I published the picture, she says, I just came back from my doctor. He quarantined me. I have a terrible cough and I can't be on. And so Bambi, thank you so much. Bambi Crozier from Car Clinic in Lowell, Arkansas, came on to bring some class to this little bitty CarmCast that we have here. So thank you for being here. Also, thanks to Mitch Schneider from Mitch Schneider's World. And of course, it's got to be the number one bestseller on Amazon, Misfire.
Very nice.
Thank you.
If you've not read the book, you've got to read the book. Trust me, it's going to change your world. Greg Buckley's with us. Hello, my friend.
Hey, Carm. Hey, guys. How's everybody?
Good.
Great to see you, Greg.
Yeah, you too, Vin. I haven't talked to you in a while, and Mitch, haven't seen you in since the Ratchet Wrench in 2018.
Yeah.
I think we were out there in Bambi. It's a pleasure getting to see you, and hopefully get to meet you someday personally, one-to-one, out at some event. So
On your theme of
it's great to be here.
I'm glad to be anywhere.
And also Vinny Waterhouse from the Waterhouse Group. Boy, Vinny, you and I go back 20 plus years, I think.
Yes, we do. Yeah, I did some of my first classes with you. Carm was way ahead of his time. He was very aggressive, had 4 stores, if I recall.
And then after you decided to go to work for your exclusive company, then we brought in Mitch. That's what happened.
Did you?
Yeah.
Exactly right.
You could have done a lot worse than that. That was a great move.
I know. Good stuff. Hey, look, I'm going to monitor the Facebook feed, and if we've got something really relevant, I'll put it up on the screen. But, we're here to just kind of maybe say thanks and pass some vibes on to, my listenership and the automotive aftermarket. Greg, how was this year for you?
This year was really exceptional. When you talk about thanks and gratitude and all of that, I experienced it in a multitude of ways. One, of course, my family, the most important thing in my life. There's no question about that. But it turned around and what I decided that I wanted to do to make my family more secure, expand and grow as well as they're growing. So, the challenges of not only the business, but there was a challenge to make myself better. So it was a year of personal development that, I put myself through, and it was very rewarding. And I'm very thankful and grateful that, I had that opportunity. It was as if the times opened up, things happened. We just generated a lot of good stuff going on, and you jump into it and you take advantage of it. And I really believe that it's the stepping stone for better things for 2020 and beyond. I mean, we're all looking at legacy. what it is, how we do it. And I think this year, personally and in business, we're now kind of starting over in a sense, and it's a wonderful feeling. There's great energy going on, and we want to proceed and move forward. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah, it's
every
great.
day.
It's a great story, Greg. Reinvention, a renaissance in the business, and I guess it started with the Goldman Sachs stuff that you invested your time in. Huh?
It really did. Yeah, that was a big game changer for me personally. The 15 weeks that I spent outside the shop, weekly visits to Philadelphia and classrooms and cohorts, something that, personally, I was very, it's weird to say, but I was very insecure with my never having to go to college. I kind of took that personally, never really challenging myself. And I kind of had an aversion to that, where I didn't feel good enough to be part of that environment or something. And when this came up and this program was announced and I was able to jump in, I realized that I wasn't really short on the intelligence side and the experience, but I had the ability to work with a whole different team, leadership, cohort style learning, 15 weeks out of the shop. I really developed a whole different way of understanding business to a critical point. And that just brought in a ton of confidence. And now that, we have it, it just manifested into a whole new Buckley's. I mean, it's really amazing.
Good for you. And I want, if you're listening to this and if you watch this replay over the weekend, and you can actually catch this on my CarmCast page later this afternoon, where we archive all of these CarmCasts. What Greg just said was wonderful motivation on personal development. So kudos to you, man.
Well, the thing is, I always said this, I don't want people to learn about my life in the obituaries, so, so we got to make it happen now. And, everything everything you go through, resonates about who you are and what you want to be. So, that's it.
Hey, ladies, we're going to bring you up first or next. Bambi, thank you for being here on such short notice. In fact, Deb Van Batenburg sent me a really wonderful email about a half hour ago, and I'm going to read it to you because she's thankful for a bunch of things. How was your year, Bambi?
You know what? It's been a busy year for us. We are going to hit goals we haven't met before.
I think she might be muted.
Uh-oh, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
I can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay, I'm sorry, Greg. But it's been a good year. We've had our ups and our downs, and we've done a lot of growth. I think every opportunity is either an opportunity to learn or to improve, and we've done both. We've done a lot of improvement. We've had a lot of success. We've had some failures, but through those failures, we've learned. There's been a lot of personal growth, and what we're working on this year, what I'm working on, is contentment and understanding that being content with where I am is what leads to the gratitude. It leads to that thankfulness. It leads to more giving because that's what God's had on my heart this year. And I wanted to share a couple of things, if I might, and I don't want to take a lot of time. But when I started this year, I was like, how do I increase my gratitude? How do I increase my thankfulness? Because sometimes it doesn't come naturally. Sometimes I'm a driver and I want results and I want them now, and I don't care. We just got to get them right, and I can lose track of the people. And so there were a couple of things that I came across over the year that I wanted to share. One was a word swap. And instead of saying, I have to go get the kids at 2:00 every day. I get to get the kids. So I've done a lot of word swaps. Instead of I have to, I get to. Another one is a gratitude challenge. And I've just started this one recently. And the gratitude challenge is you can either write a text or a note. You can go visit someone and think about somebody, once a week, once a day if you can. But I'm looking at once a week, think about someone who has had a positive impact in my life and take the time to tell them. Because I may know it and they may not ever realize the impact that they've had on my life. So sharing that and being very intentional about what I'm thankful for with that person. And with my husband, I'll be honest with you, it's the fact that he does our laundry. All of it. I've talked about laundry this whole year. We got 7 people in my house and I can't keep up with it. And Neil has done a phenomenal job at keeping us clean clothed this year. And so I'm very, very grateful for that. So if those listeners, if you want to have exercises to help you increase your gratitude, think about those people in your lives who are making a difference and take the time to tell them. Another one was a 1-by-1 challenge, which is a journal. And I can't do something every single day because there's too much going on. And if you add something to me every day, it feels overwhelming and like a task, and I lose my joy for it. So once a week, I can totally handle adding one thing to my requirements every week. So doing a journal where once a week I think about the events that I've experienced and what I'm most grateful for. And you can combine that with the person that you're wanting to give gratitude for as well. So writing it down with a sense of intentionality and being very specific, sharing the very specifics of why it impacted you. These are things that I have done or some that I have started to do recently that are making a big impact for me.
Unbelievable. Thank you for sharing that. I'm always inspired when I hear you talk about the things that you do. And think about it, this just continuously lends itself to the value that we kind of do on this show, is that everyone in the industry, the essential players, just come on and talk about what they're doing. And it helps peers in the industry say, wow, I can do that. And I could grow and I could be better and I could blossom and I could flourish. Thank you so much, Bambi. Optimistic gratitude challenge. And, just give me one new thing a week. And I think I could tackle that.
I can do that.
Thank you. And I see Neil's hanging out. You work Neil so hard at the shop. How does he have time to do laundry?
Listen, and today he's out of the office. We bought a duplex and he's doing all the flooring and removing the popcorn ceiling. He sent me a text message, and it's a little picture of him, and he's not very happy because the popcorn's been painted. So that's not easy to remove.
No, it's not.
And he's telling me that I owe him big time. So
I know exactly right, because we've gone through that too. Popcorn
Yes.
is so 70-ish, isn't it?
yes.
So here's an email that I got from Deb Van Batenburg. She said she just today saw an article on Facebook that says an attitude of gratitude actually rewires your brain to be happier. And then she says, hey, listen, I believe in that for sure. I've worked with Craig since 1992. I was so out of my element. I was a new adoptive mom of a 5-year-old. I had a big career where I was a big deal. And now I'm working at Craig's shop that he created 15 years earlier. I was so lost, she said. I went to a minister, a friend, for advice. He said, Deb, you've got so much to be grateful for. You are a new mom. You have a great place to work every day, and you have a safe car to drive and a warm house. You need to get grateful right now. She said she heard it loud and clear. So since 1992, so much has changed, and I've gotten the opportunity to change with it. She says, I'm so thankful to the automotive industry that challenges me every day and constantly pushes me forward. I'm grateful of our wonderful auto community, and I'm grateful to be able to contribute. So even though Deb wasn't here, she sent her message. So thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. We could all learn from that too. Mitch.
Hi.
How was your year?
My year was amazing. When you talk about gratitude and you talk about Thanksgiving, this is, as we've talked about before, this is my second year of firsts, diagnosed with incurable, chronic, untreatable bone marrow cancer almost 6 years ago. In that interim, I'm grateful for the doctors and the research scientists that have been working so tirelessly to find cures for cancer, and had the opportunity to go for a stem cell bone marrow transplant on my new birthday. I have 2 birthdays, 2 different DNAs too. But April 2nd of this year, headed for 8 months post-transplant. And as of this moment, I'm 100% donor DNA in my bloodstream. My markers for the primary myelofibrosis, the cancer that was probably going to kill me within a year or so. At least working hard to when I started symptomizing. And I am all of the markers clear of that disease. So while I'm dealing with a bout of graft versus host disease right now, it's minor comparison to the alternative of that long dirt nap. But I'm really grateful for that. And that process, while it sounds really strange saying that you're grateful for having to go through something like that, changed my life. And from the diagnosis forward, by the way, from the moment I recognized what trouble I was in, it gave me a clarity that I hope other people can share, but not the way that I had to. I hope they can learn by listening instead of experiencing. But it changed my life in so many ways. It helped me diligently work on Misfire, which was going to be my legacy work, and craft that together so that it would help small business owners and entrepreneurs, particularly people in the repair community, and others have a better handle on the business end of running their business. So my wife, my kids, my tribe, my community, City of Hope, all the doctors and researchers and nurses there. Bambi, you're so right. All you have to do is open your eyes, slow down enough so that you can see, breathe, be mindful of all the blessings that we're given, and then just forge ahead. It's we're all here for a reason. We're all here to participate, to contribute, to finish the work of creation. It's a wonderful thing when you actually get to do that, and you get to feel what you get back for that. We get much more than we give if we're open and aware. So I'm good. I'm happy to be anywhere.
2 thumbs up to you, man. Thanks, Mitch. We've done 3 interviews together. Please go and listen to Mitch's interview. And of course, I'm such a big fan of his book, Misfire. You know, if you work in the automotive aftermarket, you got to buy that book because you may just see yourself in it. And if you don't see yourself in it, then you saw your younger self in it. Right, Mitch?
You know, it's really funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who doesn't have anything to do with our industry, who read the book, and he's become one of my biggest boosters. He's telling everybody about it. And he says, he said he recognized himself in the 2 lead characters in there, and a composite of the 2 lead characters in the book. And he said, did you write that for me? Did you write that about me? And I said, no. No, I wrote that about everybody because I think it's universal. I think the message is universal. And I think the struggles are universal.
Yeah. Thanks so much for being here and being my friend. Vin Waterhouse. Hey, man. Are you helping the world become better businessmen?
Well, first of all, I could never say anything after what Mitch has been through. And Mitch, you have contributed so much for so many years to this industry. I mean, you were a legend when I first started, and you still are. And to overcome what you've done with dignity is impressive. I've just been blessed to be able to make a living being around people that I like to be around. I mean, how lucky did you get that? They always say, if you work 8 hours and you sleep 8 hours and you have 8 hours of recreation, you better love your work because you work a heck of a lot more than 8 hours. And then the rest of the hours you have to shower, bathe, take care of family, do other things. You probably have 2 or 3 hours a day in your life. So I hate to say it, work has become pretty social for me. I've been blessed. So one thing I will say that I also think our industry is blessed because you're in a service industry. When I originally started up through the parts business, parts are a commodity and people can shop parts as you see it on the internet. And we always had that. Who's got the better price on a commodity? But there's no commodity on service. You people, shop owners develop it, they create it. And I think sometimes you forget that your customers don't want to lose you any more than you want to lose them. Once you've built that with integrity and confidence, it's a lasting thing. So I think the future is so bright for shops as we go from ICE vehicles to EVs. And I think your industry is going to be making it more and more as we go that way. You're going to be earning your money in labor. And that's a beautiful thing because the private labor is double what it is in parts. You're going to own your customer base. Whatever moves, you fix it. So I just think it's great. And plus, there's more talent, more education, more great coaches and trainers now than there ever was, both on the mechanical or technical side, if you will, and the management side. So somebody coming into this business, if they just want to reach out, programs like this, Carm, the podcast, free information. If people just want to reach out, they can change their life. One last thing I would say to every shop owner is, we talk all the time, the E-Myth in certain books. By the way, one of the best books I ever read is 2 Second Lean. And a shop owner by the name of Charlie Stevens introduced me to it 2 weeks ago. If you can see this, you got to read it. If you know that I talk about 3 minutes an hour, adds over $1,000 a month in profit per shop, this guy talks about 2 seconds. But at any rate, with all the talent and all the things available, I say this. If every shop owner would make a commitment to work just 1 hour a day on your business, just 1 hour a day, and react all the rest of the time, it's over a month a year. Think about it. If there's open 24 days in a month, 1 hour a day is 24 hours, 3 8-hour days times 12 months is 36 days. The average shop is open almost 23 days a year. So with all the knowledge, with everything that's available, and working 1 hour a day in your business, you can control it and do way better than the prior generation. I'm rambling. I'm through.
Yeah, but you do. I don't know about you guys, but Vin rambles really good. Did you ever know?
He rambles well. He rambles well.
Hey, wait a minute. He's a rambling man. I had to take that shot. That's just so cool. Thank you, Vin. There was a comment here. Where can they get your book, Mitch?
You can get my book on misfirebook.com on sale now.
I want to read that.
Or you can go down to Amazon.com and look up Misfire, What to Do When Things Aren't Running on All Cylinders.
Well, you're a great writer. I'm going to make sure I get that book.
Yeah, great. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Looks like that.
Thank you.
Like that. Oh, look at that. Cool.
Thank you.
Misfire,
right.
Mitch Schneider. Okay.
Good stuff. So thank you all for being here. Thank you. It's Thanksgiving, and what do we all have to be thankful for? I just thank people for hanging out and listening and being social with me, and this year was an interesting year for me. And my wife is a breast cancer survivor, and it's interesting. Mitch and I have actually spoken about this together. It rocks your world, and when it you never know what's next, and it goes back to, I think, what Bambi said, about being optimistic, which Ann was during the whole thing, and having gratitude for all the professionals that helped us through this, and not only physically but mentally. So we're in a great industry. We have so much to look forward to, but some of us have to get out from the hole that we're digging and take advantage of the peers in our industry that, for example, that are sitting right at this panel that can teach you and show you, and and the people that we interview on this podcast. And I do this because I want you to be successful, and I have all these great friends that have the same mission that I have.
Can I just say something really quickly about this overwhelming overwrapping? I'm really grateful for you personally, as a friend, as a colleague, as a mentor, as a teacher, and the service that you provide the industry. I think sometimes people forget that it takes time, it takes skill, it takes ability, it takes a lot of forethought, and you do it with elegance. You make it look so easy, and it's not. so thank you.
Ditto.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that, Carm, what you've done is you've opened the can for so many individuals in our profession to share with one another openly, honestly, and consistently in all formats. And that sparks conversation, that sparks ingenuity, you name it. And, for decades, for as long as we've been around, we've needed that opening to happen so that we can converse and we can share and we can grow. And you've, like Mitch said, elegantly is one way. I think it's just passion that you share. We can say that you are one of us, but I don't think that would be perfectly correct, or that would be fair. You're more than part of it. You're in the industry. You know what it's about. You have a voice and you have a talent that you've been gifted with that allows others to shine. And I think all of us here and our audience, your audience, can definitely attribute a lot to you and what you've done. So congratulations on that end. And we're all grateful and thankful that you've done it.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Bambi. Thank you, Vin. And thank you all for hanging out with us on my quick 10-minute short CarmCast that we do every Wednesday. And now we're at the 25-minute mark. And I am so happy and so thankful that you all, Greg, Mitch, Bambi, and Vin, were here to share this in my actually first Thanksgiving CarmCast. And I so appreciate it. Have a great, great holiday.
Same to y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Everybody do the same.
Happy Thanksgiving,
All right.
everybody.
Happy
Thank you, thank you.
Thanksgiving.
Yes. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was good.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Are we on? I guess we're on. Okay, I was going to leave this stuff. Hey, this is above my pay grade. I had to go to Google Chrome.
Well,
That went above my pay grade.
we were definitely worried about you there, Vin. When he said, well, Vin has to get Chrome. I'm going, oh boy, we might see Vin next year. You know,
You're right. You're right. I said to my wife jokingly, I said, if I'm going to stay in business another 5 years, we're going to have more kids.
Oh, Jesus.
That's great.
That means I probably won't be in business in 5 years.
Move to grandkids first. They're more fun and they're easier.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I have that commercial. You know what I mean? If grandkids come, I would be that person with 88,000 electronic things. Here, make this work.
See, we've got ours coming December 4th next week. We become first-time grandparents. We're super excited, so it's going to be be great. We can't wait. I have four now. I have a 6-year-old, 2 4-year-olds, and a brand new newborn. And I got to tell you, if I had known that grandkids were so great, I would have had them first.
Yeah, that's what they. Well, I've heard that you make a better grandparent than a parent.
It's the best reason. It's the best reason for not killing your children.
Right.
Maybe the only reason. I don't know.
That's great. That's excellent, man. So, well, I hope everybody's doing well. You guys look great. It's good chatting with you as always. Vin, I haven't seen you in gosh, how long?
I know.
It's been so long, you know.
I think you're right.
Well, Expo, yeah.
Are you gentlemen going to be there at Expo?
I will be there.
I'm not allowed to travel yet. I can't be amongst the throngs. I was showing off my respiratory mask. I can't be out in the public because I'm 100% immunocompromised still. Yes. That would not be the smart thing.
No, when do they expect that to get back into normal, Mitch?
I'm starting the vaccinations on December 3rd, so they'll go from December 3rd to April 2nd. And I get all the same shots that your newborns got.
Right. That's funny. I got to go get a whooping cough.
Shot
absolutely. Before I go visit the baby.
Oh my, that's coming back, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's dangerous, and they can prevent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, are we? I hope we're not live, are we, Carm? I see you.